Yo, guys, it's your boy the Purist, and we're here to talk boxing. Yeah, same as always. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. I'm here with my guys. We've got Don Kuzan. How you doing?
What's going on, y'all? For life, stay safe, too sweet, all that shit. Let's get it.
And we've got the new Jordan. We've got Championship Jordan. Jordan, how you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Just eating as much as I can at the minute, bro.
Go on, tell the people what your weekend was like.
Yeah, so I fought for the Southern Area Championship, Super Welterweight. Won it 10 rounds. Potentially fight of the year as well for Southern Area. Yeah. So we'll see. When I come back for the awards, I'll let you know how I got on.
Right on.
Don't be shy, bro. Show the people your belt.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, let me just dig it out of somewhere.
Hell yeah.
Come on.
Yes, sir. Strap season.
Mm-hmm. Love the comments already.
So what's next for you after winning that belt, Jordan?
Yeah, so obviously just to keep moving up the ranks. So I'll potentially be looking at going for the English, which will then put me in line for a British title. But yeah, English or international route. Just gotta wait to see what my manager comes back with.
Right on.
Well, I'll call out some names. Who do you want to fight next?
Bro, listen, there's one thing about me, and people gotta realize with my record, yeah. I've been taking 50-50 fights since my 5th fight. I will fight anyone. Like, it doesn't matter. You can be an Olympian, you can be fucking a world champion. Like, I will fight anyone. Anyone can get it.
Oh, play with my boy, nigga. What? Boy, y'all motherfuckers better stop playing with that boy. That's a bad man right there.
All right. Let's get into the big fight this weekend. Second generation rivalry. We've got Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. This fight, correct me if I'm wrong, it's at 157 pounds, right?
Yeah, 157, yeah.
Yeah, so
I think Eubank can only rehydrate to 160 up till 12 a.m. the next day or 12 p.m. One of them.
Yeah, it must be 12 p.m. because I heard that the rehydration clause was a bit wild, but that's very wild. So he can only put on 3 pounds. So he drains himself down to 157, then he can only put on 3 pounds.
Yeah.
For what, the next 12 hours?
Yeah, for the next 12 hours, yeah. But then obviously he's not going to fight till 12 o'clock or 10, 11 at night. So he's in that meantime, he's not going to fully rehydrate. Obviously, you can't rehydrate your brain in that meantime, but he can still get a lot of fluids back in him.
Yeah, but now it makes sense why his dad was saying that he doesn't want his son to fight, because I can't lie, that's very dangerous. Because you got to imagine the guy on a regular one, if he's weighing in at 160, he's probably going to the ring at like 170, 175. So to be staying at 160 for that long time, that is a bit mad. That is very mad.
It is. And you can see why his team is concerned, especially with what he's experienced in the boxing ring. It is dangerous, but you know what? Eubank believes. I don't believe he's going to be that far off the weight anyway, which is why he's got away with eating burgers and whatnot. I don't think it's going to be as major of a factor as what people are making it out to be.
Wait, so you gotta fill me in. So is it the Eubanks camp that's worried about the weight?
Yeah. So
that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I know Eubanks has fought because Connor has only fought at like 147, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Continue. We good.
So with Eubank Senior, he doesn't want Eubank fighting at 157, and I think it's not even just that. It's just a rehydration clause. That's like the major issue for him. Eubank Jr. believes he does it easy, so.
Well, yeah.
But Eubank's not someone to like blow up massively in between fights, so I don't believe he's gonna. I don't think the weight's gonna be an issue.
Of course, Eubank Jr. thinks he can do it, man. That man. The one thing I gotta say about Eubanks Jr., bro, love him or hate him, that man believes in himself, and that's what you gotta be to be in that sport. But he believes himself on a whole nother level. Like if this man didn't know how to swim his entire life and he had to jump into the water, to save his life. He would do it. He'd just be like, I figured it out. Fuck it. That's how much belief this man has in himself. You know, you can't teach that level of belief. Like, you know.
No, 100%. And you have to have that, especially in sport, man. You have to have that. You get into the ring and you're unconfident, bro. You get knocked out.
But what do you think about his dad saying that stuff that is going to pull him out? And then when you figure out he's only had to put on 3 pounds in that time, do you think his dad was being serious? Because I know a lot of people said he was joking, but do you think his dad was being serious about pulling him out of the fight?
You know what? I believe his dad is serious. I mean, some people were saying that they think it's a bit of a ploy just to like throw Benn off and whatnot. But no, you got to remember, this man's lost his son within a year. His thing is, I can't lose another one. So as a father, yeah, no, it makes sense why he's talking like that. But I just don't see it being that big of an issue. Obviously, boxing stuff like this can happen, but I just don't believe this is the fight for him to worry about his son's health. If and not even to disrespect Conor. Conor's a powerful puncher. He's a great boxer.
You're just talking about in the weight regards.
Yeah. I just don't think the weight's going to be an issue. I just don't think. I think that's just a way to sell the fight for it to be more close than it will be. But I don't think the weight's going to be an issue. Otherwise, it never would have got made. You think Eubank's going to want to retire off of a loss to Benn? There's no way.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, that's facts.
No, I definitely agree with you because, like, I mean, somebody literally just died from a boxing accident. Literally, what, like not even a week ago, like a couple of days ago, somebody. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely can see the concern in that factor, but I don't know. I mean, I think he'll be fine. Because, like you said, it's not like Eubanks is like a Paddy Pimblett. If y'all know who Paddy Pimblett is, he's a guy who just literally doesn't believe in like discipline in between fights. Like he fights at 155, he'll be at like my size right now. I'm like 202 right now. He would be at my size and then just grossly start cutting weight like just a couple like weeks before the fight. Just putting his organs through the shitter. You know what I mean? He's not like doing shit like that. So I feel like he would be okay. He'll go through the fight. Nah, man, his organs are probably fucked, bro. Like you know, it's cool now while you're young, but when you get older, bro, making your organs smaller and bigger, because you know the more heavy you get, the bigger they have to get to support your new body, to start pumping all that shit at a new rate. And you doing that 1 month, and in 2 months you're fucking tiny as shit. The motherfuckers are gonna get weirded out. They don't know what the fuck is going on. Your whole body discombobulated, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. Is everybody all right?
Let's change gears. Let's talk about this fight a bit more.
The girls' night in the living room, bro. This is a bit mad.
That was a crime scene.
Let's talk about a bit more stylistically. And obviously, Benn is a much smaller man in this fight. That's why they have the rehydration clause and all of that. Because obviously Ben's at a big disadvantage. But for me, with Conor Benn, right, he's an inside fighter for the most part. He's got a decent jab, but Eubank loves fighting on the inside. And his defense ain't the greatest, but when he puts it on and he's like, all right, I'm going to defend now, he's actually quite hard to hit. So if you've got Benn coming forward, trying to take it to Eubank, so he's going to meet him in the middle of the ring. Eubank's so much bigger than him. Eubank, he's got a great engine as well. It's not the hardest puncher, but when you're fighting someone so much smaller than you, that weight and that strength is going to be a lot. So
won't add up. Yeah.
What tactically, how would you go about winning this fight if you're Conor Benn?
You know what? I think I've got an idea for how he's gonna box, but I think it's completely different to how he's gonna box. So that probably didn't even make sense. In my head,
I got what you mean. Like, you have an idea, but you don't think he's gonna come out with this idea.
Yeah, no. So basically, I believe Conor should be boxing, moving, just hitting, moving, literally just being evasive as hell. And actually try to outbox Junior. But the style I think he's gonna come with is literally he's gonna sit on his chest and bang away. That's what I believe. I believe from round one, you're going to see Conor Benn trying to get on the inside as quick as possible and just lean on Eubank. I think he's thinking he's going to be the powerful man because he's putting on size. Eubank's going to be drained, and hopefully he can wear him down in the first 6 and try and get him out in the later rounds. But knowing Eubank ain't letting no Benn come inside. He's going to be peppering him with a jab, keeping him on the outside as long as possible, trying to put on a show of it. And then he might let Benn inside, and then he's going to go back on the jab. Like, this ain't going to be emotional fight like what their parents would have. This is going to be a tactical. It's going to be a tactical fight. There's no reason. If I'm Eubank and I know how Conor Benn boxes, I'm going to allow him to come on the inside. It doesn't make sense. Especially when he's a naturally smaller guy anyway, height-wise. Not that there's much in it. But when Conor Benn's rolling, he gets low, like really close to the canvas, like low. The last thing you want is to throw a jab. My guy slips under and comes up with a left hook. Like, yeah, you want to keep him out there. Yeah, literally, you want to keep him out there on the distance for as long as possible.
Technically wise, that's a great. I mean, that's a great game plan. For me, I would say, I mean, if you're gonna, we all know how he's gonna come in. Conor, he's gonna come in. You know what I'm saying? Inside fighting, like trying to slug it out. I would just say make your primary focus of attack that guy's body. Whenever you get inside, club him to the body. Try to take it like if we're leaning off of the fact of you're trying to wear him down. You know, Eubanks, like AB said, and he is. Eubanks is, of all his things, he is a high stamina fighter. He will go the full distance with you. You know what I mean? Wear at that, and just don't get frustrated, because I hear you said that it's not going to be an emotional fight like their father. I don't know, man. Eubanks Jr., bro, I don't know, bro. He be doing shit in the fight sometimes.
He's in his head.
Yeah, that I don't like, because it goes back to that belief shit. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like Prince Nassim. I don't know if y'all used to watch Prince Nassim when he was fighting people. You know, he'd be doing stupid ass shit that worked on the level of caliber of people he was fighting until it didn't. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that to say that Conor is grossly ahead of Eubanks, and I'm not saying that to say he's grossly under him. I'm just saying that I feel like this could be a fight that Eubanks can lose. So if I'm Conor, I'm trying to get him to do that shit, that stupid shit that he always does. You know, I that posing shit, that weird ass, just awkward ass shit he be doing in the middle of a fight. If I'm Conor, I'm punching him to his body. I'm now agreeing with. I also do agree with what you're saying about actually trying to outbox him a little bit, because I think that will frustrate Eubanks mentally. And I think that's what you want to do. To win the fight, you need to get him to go away from his game plan. Like, yes, you're right. He should be peppering him. But we all know that if Eubanks is in that fucking mode where he's like thinking he's a god, he's not going to do that shit. He's not going to pepper him with a jab. He's going to try to fight him on his own shit and be like, look, you ain't doing shit. I can beat you in your own shit. You know what I mean? I can do that shit too. And that's what he does not need to do, because that's how you get knocked out. You know what I mean? Conor is a puncher, man. If not anything, he hit hard. So that's not the type of style that you want to be basically doing that emotional shit to. So I would say for Conor, for him to do well in this fight, bang him to the body. Yeah, try to box him a little. Give him, even if you're giving off the impression that you're just trying to outbox him, just so that in the later rounds you can start digging into him. Do that. Do anything you can to make that man feel uncomfortable, or make him feel, scratch that, not even comfortable. Make him have a false sense of security, because that is when motherfuckers slip up. And in Eubanks' case, I really feel like that's when he be slipping up, is when he puts himself in this state where he's like, I can't be touched. You know what I mean? And it allows you to do stupid ass shit that makes you touched, you know? What do you think, AB?
Boy, I've thought about it, and there's lots of different game plans, but I can't see anywhere he'll actually follow through with it and actually win, because Conor, because if Eubank does that stupid shit, I reckon it'll actually piss Ben off. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, he'll actually get to him. Like, he's got that.
They both can get emotional.
Yeah, I think Ben's got a little, what do you call it? Small man syndrome, where he's like, he feels like he needs to be the boss. And like, Napoleon. Yeah, the Napoleon complex, right? Yeah. Don't get me wrong, he's a great boxer, isn't it? But when you're going against a bigger man, and if he sees Eubank showboat and whatnot, Even the face to face, Eubank just little manned him the whole time, and he basically sunned him the whole time.
Yeah.
So it was like, if Eubank can get in his head even more than he already is, I just don't know. I don't know what Benn can do. But then again, Benn hits hard, and he's a good fighter, like I said. So anything can happen. But I just don't see any game plan that he's gonna do that's gonna actually get the win.
It's just fascinating because you know what it is. I mean, for me, there's one thing about Ben, you can't ever write him off fully because you know what it is. When a man's got heart, even if he's on death's door, he's gonna give it all his all to the last minute. But I just don't think this is the fight. And what I would like more than anything else, the result doesn't really matter, is that he doesn't come out with any injuries. That's the main thing, because obviously Conor's got world title aspirations and he's knocking on that door. The last thing he needs is fucking an orbital burn or something along the lines. It's like a career-ending injury. Like, I don't want to see that. I'd like to see him go on and do well.
Okay, let's go. Final predictions. What do you guys think?
Thing is, my head, my heart's saying Ben, but my head's saying Eubank. It's a big ask, and to be honest, like, I shouldn't be going against Ben, but I'm gonna say Eubank. There's too many advantages in his favor.
I'm glad.
And the main thing is just level of competition. Forget about the size, all of that. It's the level of pedigree fighters that they've fought so far.
I feel you in the sense of probably like if I was betting money, I would go with Eubanks. That's the more sensible choice. But I don't know, bro. I've had a weird feeling about this fight since I seen it like get announced, and I'm gonna go Conor, bro. I'm gonna go Conor by knockout too, and that's crazy because Eubanks don't be getting knocked out, and he's a sturdy individual. But I don't know, bro. I just have a vision of like two things happening. Either both will warrant these two will probably fight again. But I just see like I don't know. I can just see Conor getting like losing by scorecard standards, but it's roughing him up, and then he just cracks, and like we get a highlight meme worthy knockout of Chris Eubanks Jr. Like I feel it. I feel like that happened. I could be wrong, of course. This is fighting, but final predictions. I'm gonna say Conor Bing knockout round. It's late. It's late. It's late. It's not going to be early. I'm going to say like 10. Yeah, I'm going to say 10.
Is it 12 rounder? It's 12 rounder.
Is it 12
Yeah,
or is it?
Be. Better be.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to say 10. Round 10 knockout. And it might, and maybe, so that scenario or the scenario where it's just kind of like similar to the AJ Ruiz fight where Bing hits him just in that good spot on his head, and he just never was able to recover the right way. So he just keeps going down. You know what I mean? Not even a knockout where he's out cold. Like, you know what I mean? Like a knockout where it's just like he just can't get his shit underneath him, and he just can't make the count. And that's why I feel like it would be like that will spawn a rematch, of course, because either way at the end of this, though, I feel like no matter how this goes, they're gonna try to do it, especially if it's a good
run it again.
Yeah, because both of them are loud or mouth. They got mouths on them. So either or, they're gonna come with nah, man, you gotta fight me again because it is. You know what I mean? We know how this game goes, but I don't know. I'm a final prediction, logging it in. Conor Bing knockout, 10th round. Boom. Let's do it. Fuck it.
AB.
I got Eubank on points. I think it's a size. It's not necessarily how big he is, but it's like I'm sure Eubank's a lot taller and a lot longer than him. I think he's going to keep the fight long for the most part. I do think they will engage at times, and then Eubank's team and everyone tell him, listen, you don't need to do that. Just keep it long, keep it long and keep it strong, and that's it. I think just gonna outpoint him, win most of the rounds, and take it to decision.
if Conor Benn wins, where do you think that takes him from there?
Oh, he's a superstar if you win.
Yeah, that's a good win. You know, that's a good win on your list. And, you know, going back to the people who Eubanks Jr. has fought, like, you know what I mean? Now he is pretty much told them, I am in the caliber of those niggas now. You know what I mean? Like I you know, yeah, he definitely is going up the ladder tenfold. They gonna get behind that boy. They already behind that boy. They really gonna get behind him.
I think if he does win as well, I think the world champions, Terence Crawford, Spence, I think they take him on as their next fight if they don't fight each other off the back end of this, because obviously the new media attention that Benn is going to get is going to be a big payday for them.
I think
and
Crawford
they might see it as. Sorry, say again.
I think Crawford would. I don't think Spence will, and I don't think it's because of Spence not wanting to. I just think that whole bullshit with his fucking the promoting and all that other fucking crap.
Oh, the zone and
yeah,
PBC,
we'll stop because
yeah.
he with PBC, isn't he?
Yeah.
Spence.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they, you know, we already know how they like to do, but they be fucking taking a brick to do shit. So I feel like Terence would, just because like he strikes me as that guy that's like, and we already know he don't be faking the funk with the promoters and shit. Like we seen him lash out against Bob Arum when that whole shit was going down. Like he don't play about that shit. So I can definitely see it happening on Terrence's side. Him being like, you see y'all, the guy y'all want me to fight, the guy's supposed to be the boogeyman. He don't even want to fight. I'm about to go over to England and fight one of their boys. Like I can see him making a video literally just like that, saying some shit like that. So yeah, I definitely agree.
How do you see Ben Eubank? Sorry, not Ben Eubank. Eubank. Not fucking no. How do you see Ben Crawford going?
No, Crawford is mountains in, bro.
Yeah, come on now. Don't even you come on, bro.
No, you're talking. If they're fighting, they're gonna fight.
Don't play with me like that, boy. Don't play with me like that. But you know I'm going bud. What? Hell yeah. I don't know. No. I know.
Do you not think weight plays a factor? Do you not think weight will play a factor? Because I think for the last fight, Ben's last one against Algieri, I think he rehydrated and come into the ring at like 170.
God damn.
He's a big welterweight.
That's criminal, man.
Yeah, that's criminal, literally.
That's criminal, bro. This man he's fighting at middleweight. Super middleweight. Past super middleweight. He almost a light heavyweight. That's criminal, bro. Come on now. Somebody got to put a stop to that or tell that motherfucker to move up. That's kind of ridiculous.
But if he's making a weight, he's making a weight.
I mean, yeah, he is. But like, that's crazy.
But you know what is that some of the biggest stars? I mean, that's why they call Spence Weight Willie Spence. Like, that's what the superstars are doing. So
yeah, because we already know Earl could have been left welterweight years ago.
Oh yeah, he could have been 154 a time ago.
Years ago.
Jordan, how much did you weigh for your fight?
Yeah.
Or was that under wraps? Yeah.
No. I mean, I can publish it, no problem. So obviously, weighing was 69.8 kilos. And yeah, I would have weighed in at like 77 kilos. So that's like. So that's a good stone and something I would have put on.
170. You're the same as Ben.
Yeah.
Actually, when you put it like that, it's not as bad. It's not as bad as you think, isn't it?
It's not as bad, but still, you're putting on a stone more.
Yeah, it's still kind of bad. I mean, just because like that's like so many weight classes. Weight class you're fighting at,
but you know what's mad is when you start getting up to the higher weights, like you realize how big these guys actually are. Because like although they're weighing in at like, let's say a middleweight, they're 71 kilos. They're like probably outside of camp cruiserweight, cutting down to like or light heavy, cutting down to middleweight. Like these are big guys.
The weight cutting, man. Salute to y'all, man. That shit is crazy. It is crazy. But yeah, I got Bud. I just think the weight is cool and all, but one thing that I feel like Bud has in boatloads over Eubanks Jr., which would make it harder for Nigel if he decided to fight him, is fucking technique, dude. That man will come up with a game plan to get around that size. That shit won't mean nothing to him. It won't mean a goddamn thing to him. That shit might mean something to other people in that weight class, But when you're fighting somebody like Terrence, no. He won't even allow that to be an excuse. He will come up with a game plan to get around that. It's bro, between the switch hitting and shit, I just feel like he has so much shit that Nigel, I mean, I keep saying Nigel, bro. I keep saying his father. Connor has probably never even seen like in a real, you know what I mean? I'm not talking about in training, like in the real shit. You know what I'm saying? That he could probably put on that guy, you know? So in there, I feel like even though Eubanks has a lot more experience than him, I mean, and he has, I feel, the better boxing ability. It's not by that much to me. But Crawford, it's by a lot. I know you've seen Dragon Ball Z. That's like, in terms of technique, that's like TN fighting a nigga like Vegeta. Like, that's not happening. Vegeta's winning that fight. I want to press this. I'm saying technique. I'm not saying overall fighting. I'm just talking about technique. But yeah, man. So yeah, I got Bud in that matchup.
All right, let's move on to that next. Everyone watching, make sure you hit the like. Make sure you subscribe. If you're listening on streaming services, make sure you leave a review and make sure you share the podcast. Thank you so much for that. Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. We thought it was happening November 3rd, and now it comes to find out that Crawford was actually taking this fight with no guaranteed money. He was simply going to take a percentage of whatever they made. But Team Heyman, who will be overseeing the fight, I'm pretty sure Crawford still doesn't have a promoter. Just want to take this one fight deal. But Team Heyman are refusing to show him the books of what's actually going to be made, all the expenses they're going to spend on. And without that, Crawford won't know how much he's actually supposed to get. So all Crawford wants is some transparency and to see what's actually being spent on and things of that nature, and just seeing all the books to know he's getting the right amount of money. Why do you guys think that Heyman won't show him all of that?
Obviously, because he wants to undercut him the money. But I think it's a bit bizarre that they'll go into these negotiations knowing that Crawford's not going to take a guaranteed purse. He's going to get paid off the back end. And how they think that he wouldn't have asked for transparency, where's the logic come into that side of it? So why would you start announcing a fight and then all these little details ain't even been finalized? That's just frustrating the fans.
Heyman thinks he's dealing with a guy that doesn't know his own worth, and it's like, you're stupid if you think that. He knows this is the fight of the decade. This is like one of them shits that we gawk about from the past. Like, you know, the Sugar Ray Leonards and the fucking Thomas Hearns. This is that type. These are the legacy type shits. The shits that in the future, 20 years from now, niggas gonna be like, y'all remember Errol Spence? Y'all remember Crawford? Yeah, man. They had that trilogy, or they had that war, they had that whatever. But yeah, go back. Go on, Jordan. I just wanted to say that. I'm sorry.
No, I don't even know what I was gonna say. Mine wondered, bro.
No, but yeah, I agree with you. Like I'm thinking that they thought that Terrence was a sucker, and Terrence is just trying to let people know, everyone know, I've never been no sucker. Like never in the beginning. I literally been asking to fight this dude since I came into y'all remember that video of him when he was backstage with Earl and he was like, what's up with the fight? Like, let's go. He's like, I've been calling for this dude ever since I came to this division. They said I got to be this to be legit. Okay, well, I came up here and now I'm trying to be legit and nobody want to give me the shit. And then on top of that, you don't want to give me the shit. And now when I get you to give me the shit, you're trying to give me less of it. No, like, no. So, yeah, no, fuck that.
That meeting was funny though, when it was just like, I called you and was like, you ain't have my number. I got your number.
Yeah, that shit was funny. They're both just being passive aggressive because they both know like their status in just like the boxing world. You know what I mean? It's like that's fucking to compare it to anime. It's like two strong ass fighters in the show meet each other like for the first time. They don't fight yet. You know they're gonna fight somewhere in the show, and you're waiting on it. Like you've seen them both do badass shit in their own accord, and they just pass each other, and they just like do that like nod, like I see you. Yeah, I see you too. Nah, that shit's hilarious.
Do you guys think the fight's gonna get resolved?
I hope so. but I don't know.
You know what? I feel like if it's not resolved in like next, I'm gonna say 2 weeks. I don't think it's getting done.
Yeah.
They're both gonna go separate weights. Not separate weights. Separate ways. Fight someone else. It might even be a case of mid next year. But in terms of hopefully before Christmas, yeah, I think if it's not made in 2 weeks' time, it's unlikely.
Yeah, I agree. The longer it
I can't
takes,
miss out
the
on this
less
fight.
chance this shit. You said what?
This is a fight I've been waiting for years. Like all the other box matches, for like I'm just watching it, innit? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm interested. Conor Benn, it's all right. Brooks, what was it? Brook Khan, yeah, it's all right. Even Fury Wilder, like the first one, like yeah, cool, this is it. But then after that, I'm like,
No,
bro, I already know who's
even
gonna
with
win.
the fights, I feel like they're all fairly predictable. Like I don't know who thought Khan was gonna beat Brook.
Hey, don't you can say that, but I know some people out there. I know you're out there, people.
But the thing is, 10 years ago, it would have made sense. But like when my guys getting rocked by nobody's, like Brooks is a strong lad. But I feel like a lot of these fights that we're seeing today, there is one side that you think, you know what, they're going to run away with it. With this fight, it's a genuine 50-50 and it's undisputed. This is actually, in my opinion, this is going to be the best undisputed fight that we've seen. Because all the rest of them is like, yeah, that one can win, but I don't really care. That one, I don't really care. These two, it's like, it's a 50-50 fan base. No one knows who's actually the best in the division. You can't call it. One day you'll say Crawford, one day you'll say Spence.
You're right. This is some shit. Like I go to work, I ask my friends who like their level of boxing, like watching it is not like they know the name people, but they know both of those guys, and they immediately are torn. Like some of the group will be like, man, no. They'll be like, they'd be like, you see how big that boy Spence is? He come in there and crush him. And then you hear other people say, oh yeah, but Crawford, that boy's a dog. He hit hard. He switch hit. He got all this. So like, yeah, you're absolutely right, man. That's why it's so intriguing, bro. And that's why it's going to be a bitch to get made because everybody involved knows how. The problem is you got people in that mix that's thinking more so about how effectively it's going to be money-wise, not necessarily how well it's going to do, not even just for the two fighters' legacy, but for the sport of boxing itself. Like, to be real, like, you know, boxing is all, people keep saying, oh, boxing's dying, it's going to die. I don't think it ever will just because it's been around for so long. It's had that prestige of being around since the dawn of time type shit.
Yeah,
it's been a form of it. You know what I mean? It's the first thing. You know what I mean? I don't think it would ever be beaten. But in terms of just like overall commercial excitement, it has dwindled down, bro. It's been overtaken by shit like the UFC. When other motherfuckers see, I was talking to AV about it before the show last week. Like when other people see an organization where they have two of the best guys and they immediately put them to fight each other. And they're going trilogies. Fucking Figueiredo and Davis and Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno are about to have their fourth fucking fight right now. Their fourth fight. You know how hard it is to get just one fight in boxing. These motherfuckers have fought 4 times. The last time I remember a 4-fight jump was the Pacquiao shit. Right? Yep. How long ago the fuck was that? That was long as shit ago. You know what I mean? Like, so, but what they fail to see is when you let a fight like this happen, you're looking at the short-term money, how much I can make now. They're not thinking of how well it would do for the next 5 years, for the next 8 years, for the sport, how it will inspire. Look, Floyd Mayweather did that whole fucking run, and it inspired so many people to be like future generations to be like, I want to do the same shit. And you see the trend of people try to follow him. What do you think? What do you think a fight of that magnitude and how good that fight is going to be is going to do for the young up-and-coming boxers that are watching that shit, that are looking up to these guys? You know what I mean? It's going to make them come with that same type of energy. It's going to change the sport. It's going to make it more profitable down the line.
Do you think that the winner of that fight is the face of boxing?
As of right now, yes. Until there's a more enticing fight. Name a more enticing fight that has been booked, that has been even rumored to book to happen. You can't. You know what I mean? You can't. It is until something more enticing comes along, but nothing has, and that's the problem in boxing right now. That's why we bleeding. That's why you hear AB. You hear what you guys are saying. Like I'm just like tunnel vision for this fight to get made. That's how thirsty, how deprived we have been as boxing fans. That we are like we need it. So yeah, I would have to say it is. It is the yeah. Not even like Canelo no more, because he's not fighting 50-50 guys. You know what I mean? He's not fighting 50-50 guys to casual people. He's not fighting some of those guys are not 50-50 to people who watch boxing either. So it's like, it's not, you know what I mean? It's not the same. You know, they tried to replicate it with that money grab with Triple G, but those two are just not on the same level. You know what I mean?
No.
And there's a little sidebar. I wanted to talk about this. Go ahead. What'd you say?
I said they're both not in the primes as well. You can't even look at them like that.
Yeah, exactly. Both are not in their primes. But I speaking of Canelo, I just wanted to bring this up because I saw this comment of an interview of Caleb Plant saying that he wants to rematch Canelo. That's his ultimate goal, is that he wants to get that fight back.
Yeah.
And I was watching, like, hell yeah, Caleb. Because I stand by it to this day. I in that whole run that Canelo did, running through motherfuckers at super middleweight, Caleb put up the best performance against Canelo. I stand by it.
He did.
Put up the best. He put up the best. He had a good game plan. I felt like he just dropped the ball, made an error. And
do you think anything changes in a rematch?
Maybe. I listen. I'm really high on Caleb Plant. I think if anybody could beat Canelo, it's at super middleweight. I think it's him. I think he possesses the boxing ability just a little bit more. I just don't know if physically he can you know what I mean? He can hold out. Because to me, that's all it was. Like, I'm not saying he was like dog walking Canelo, but going back to that comment, I see people in the comments going, "Oh, you got knocked out. Like, how dare you ask for a rematch? You got crushed. I'm like, yo, did y'all watch the fight up until he got knocked out though? Like, or was I tripping? So I needed to ask y'all, what was I tripping, or was that fight not closer than what the general?
No, it was close. It was
a very close fight.
Because I'm tripping right now. I'm like, people are acting like some of those rounds Caleb didn't win. Effectively show like a round where you're like, wow, he beat him. He beat him in that round. Like, not even a round where you're like, you know. And like I said, I'm not saying that Canelo got dog walked, because he definitely did. He was keeping up in the fight. Both of them were. It was a competitive fight. It was just Canelo hits harder. And I always stand by it too. Caleb's cardio too, man. It kind of dwindles in the later rounds, man. And I just think what he had to put on in order to keep up with Canelo backfired. But man, I think he could change, because he's a smart fighter. He's a smart guy. Like, when you talk about people who like listen to their coach, follow by the books, you know, do shit to the T, like, that's him. He's a very analytical fighter. So I believe that in this time, and I even like the way he even said it. He said, even if I have to fight everybody in the super middleweight division to earn a shot again at Canelo, I'm fighting Canelo again. I like that. Like, hearing that hunger in his voice, because who's saying that? Nobody is saying, out of all the people that Canelo walked through, you know what I mean? Nobody's saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna fight that boy. I want to fight that boy again. This man's saying, I want to fight him. It's because he knows that he can beat him. You know what I mean? He knows he can. So
But it's also, I mean, I believe he's got the tools to beat him. But also, you got to remember is that how many fights has Caleb had? Like, probably close to 30, I'd imagine.
Yeah, probably less than that, honestly.
Yeah, probably like maybe mid 25s. Let's say mid 25s.
Keep going. Yeah.
Canelo is the biggest name in boxing. That is a big payday. So I would be calling, even if I lost, I'd be calling that man out again as well.
Yeah.
I think if there was to have a rematch, I'd like to see him adopt a bit more of a, pretty much how Bivol box Canelo, just multiple punches, and not really taking a backward step. If you obviously he has to, he's a natural counter puncher, but like, I wouldn't be looking to stay on the ropes for long.
Yeah, he's had 22 fights. So yeah, he hasn't had that many, opposed to Canelo, who's had like 60 fucking fights.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I agree, because he has the size too, I think, to threaten Canelo, like Caleb does. He's tall, he's long. Against Canelo, I mean, it doesn't take much to be taller than Canelo, but he's like really taller than him. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, yeah. So, but yeah, go ahead, continue. I'm sorry, I've sidetracked this.
No, all good. I think last topic we got is Tank versus Ryan. Kuzan, I don't really know the story too much, so if you want to explain to the people what happened.
For what I've seen from this video of, I mean, some of y'all have seen it, but apparently Ryan Garcia had an encounter with Javante Davis in the club. From what I understand, Ryan Garcia went up to where Tank was and his entourage and his crew, and it was basically like, yeah, we're gonna get this fight signed type shit. And I guess Tank then was getting, he said Tank was getting disrespectful with him, and long story short, he took a jewelry off of him, a chain. Yeah, so that's apparently what happened. And then we see Ryan post something. Well, Ryan posted a video pretty much saying what I just said. And then we see Ryan post something on his Instagram, a post. I'm not going to say what he said. And then Tank doing the same thing, which that really is what stuck out to me. Because if you notice, like, it doesn't surprise me that Ryan posted about Tank. He's been doing that his entire career, literally since he's become a professional, literally his entire career. But it surprised me that Tank did it, because it's like Tank doesn't really feed in to shit like that. Like, I feel like he does, and when he does, that's when he's like hit his breaking point, and that's when like he's gonna just fucking do it. So I think that maybe the fight is gonna get made now, only because I see Tank actually entertaining it. Like before, yeah, he was entertaining it as much as a shoe, like a shoe fly, like, you know what I mean? But he's really entertaining it. Like, he's like, don't speak on me, you know what I mean? Because I might fuck you up, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, what do you guys think?
Yeah, you know what? After all the smack talk that's been said by Garcia, innit, he needs to make this fight happen, because you can't just be talking. Like, he has to fight somebody now. But same time, I think he gets seriously hurt, man. I think he gets seriously hurt.
Oh,
like, so I don't think it'll be a points victory. I think it's a big KO. I mean, we've seen it. He obviously got clipped by Luke Campbell. His chin's in the air. He hasn't really learnt since then. He's still coming out with his head high. When boy like Tank hits him, boy, night.
That's gonna be.
I just want to see the fight just for that.
You said what?
I just want to see the fight just for that. Just all the talking, all the build up, and just to watch man get sparked straight out. I just think it's gonna be beautiful.
If you don't like the bet, you need to bet on that fight, because I'm telling you, because people really think that, bro, the amount of DMs I get from people sending me, like, literally, I found out that Ryan, that whole shit about the club shit, that whole shit about seeing his post, I literally found out about that because people sending me shit, because they know that how I feel about this fight, my stance on this fight. But I don't necessarily, I want this fight to happen because I don't think it's going to be bad for Ryan Garcia's career. I think maybe he'll be able to mold this into a good thing. You know what I mean?
Of course,
I think he'll be able to finally get this monkey off his back and finally be able to focus on bettering his career to hopefully one day get back there. You know what I mean? People think I think Ryan's going to lose because, oh man, all that other shit. No. It's not. It has nothing to do with it. It's just you're not on that level. And I find it disrespectful that you think you are on that level to a guy like Tank. Granted, Tank hasn't been marketed as that guy like he should have been, and that's why a lot of you people think that. So it's not all Garcia's fault. Because at the end of the day, Garcia just want to be great. I say this all the time. I can't fault him for being like, I'm the best. And by doing that, I can fight. But no, kid, you ain't on that level, bro. You are not on that level, man. You are.
Listen, in boxing, you have to have that mentality that you're the best and no one can beat you. I just think the way he could have done it in a bit more tactful way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people that you're calling out, don't just keep calling out, because that's just capping. Just like, if you're gonna do it, all right, you've called one person, you might not fight him. The next one, make sure you're fighting them. Don't just keep calling people's names for no reason. You got to start backing it up, especially when you see like his counterparts like taking them hard fights and pushing on for world titles. Like Devin's got his fights. Tank's been at the top for a while now. You've got Tiafimo. Like there's a lot of guys in the division. Shakur's now back up there.
Yeah, he's getting left behind, man, because he's like trying to chase this one guy. So that's why I just want him to fight this guy, let the reality check happen to him, and then his career will be better because of it. You know what I mean? That loss is going to eat at him the right way. It's going to humble him the right way, and he's going to fix his problems with his game. It's going to be similar to me to like, and it's going to be a weird sense of poetry. It's going to be similar to me to how like Mayweather did Canelo. Only he didn't knock him out, you know what I mean? But he taught him a lesson that day. He taught him how to be a better fighter. Gervonta's going to teach him a lesson. He will knock Ryan out, and he's going to teach him a hard lesson. It's going to be a harder lesson to learn, but he's going to learn that lesson. I think he's going to be a better fighter because of it. Because he got that boy crazy potential.
Yeah, no, he does. He does. You know what is the biggest thing it's sad for me is obviously it's his discipline, because obviously he was in that Canelo camp. Like when you start coming away disrespecting this fighter, that fighter, our trainers, like to me, your head's not in the right space. Like he's a young, hungry fighter. Go learn as much knowledge as you can. Like you shouldn't be upsetting no one really, because all you should be going into that gym is to learn. The fact that you're talking all this madness on the outside, he's not serious. And then taking time out, coming back, like you can't be doing that as a young, hungry fighter, because someone who's been in the gym working, they're gonna come and blow you out the water.
Yeah. But I will be betting that fight. I will be betting.
I'll be
because I look, I can only give out the gospel. If you don't want to take it, I will take your money. Yes. I will take it.
All right, that's everything for today. Again, guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna go into the favorite part. We're gonna bring Kevin onto the screen. Oh, Kevin.
Sorry. Hi. My bad.
Nah, it's all good, bro. How you doing?
What's going on, kid?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good,
man. First off, Jordan, congratulations on your win. Good win. And that's a beautiful belt too, by the way. Congratulations. Can't wait to see another fight. But other than that, how's everyone else?
Can't complain, man. Things have been good, man. AB.
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear what he said.
He asked how you were.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm living. I'm surviving, bro.
All right, my bad. Can you guys hear me?
What did you make of the fight this weekend? Eubank versus Benn.
No, which one?
Eubank versus Benn.
I like it. I don't. I didn't see the whole thing because I ended up having to do something, so I don't know who won exactly or how the ending went. How did because I'm assuming you guys saw the fight, right?
Say that again.
No, you guys asked me about the Benn fight?
Yeah, it's happening this weekend.
Oh, okay. No, because I didn't know if it was last weekend that passed or if it's the one coming up.
Yeah, it's this weekend.
Oh, okay. I mean, I want Benn to win. That's for sure. But I feel like it's gonna go to decision though. I don't think there's gonna be a knockout.
You think Eubank is going to win by decision?
No, Benn by decision.
Right.
At first I thought I was thinking it might be knockout, but then after watching other fights and stuff, I was just like, nah, I feel like it's just gonna go to decision. I said decision.
Okay. You're the first person, right? What's up to say Benn? No, you said knockout, didn't you?
Yeah, I said knockout.
You said knockout, yeah.
I said knockout 10th round.
So we got a 50-50 split here, lads.
That's true. But you said decision, Jordan, right?
Yeah, I said no, I said knockout. But
you said knockout for Eubanks.
Yeah, I think knockout.
Oh shit!
Knockout.
Because you know what it is, and this is the key. I think Benn's gonna expel so much energy, hunting him down, being emotional the first 6 rounds. I think it's gonna take a lot out of him. And where's Eubank's gonna be popping, moving, whatever, trying to emulate a bit of Roy Jones here and there. I think in the later rounds, that's when he's going to say, you know what, fuck it, I've done my time, worn you out. Now I'm going to fight the way that I fight. That's what I think.
Okay, it could happen. Could happen. Now I'm excited. Now I'm gonna be hitting y'all up.
Yeah, we got to start placing bets in there, lads.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'm placing a bet.
The dollar and the Great British pound is pretty much the same now, so we can do that.
I'm definitely placing.
That's your selling point.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin, what do you think of the whole Crawford Spence negotiations breaking down?
Upset. I mean, I want that fight to happen though.
Kevin put it perfectly. I'm sad.
Because I'll be honest. Other than seeing or being hyped about to see hopefully soon Ryan versus Tank, I was also very looking forward for Crawford and Spence, and that's a big fight. I want to see it. Like I'm gonna put money down. I'm gonna have a lot of people over to watch.
You got?
Like, that's the goal.
Who you
Crawford.
got? Oh, you got Crawford? Okay.
I got Crawford.
Okay.
But now that I'm hearing that it might not happen anymore, I'm just like, damn. The fuck.
I've gone back and forth with that fight so many times, bro.
Man, I got
one week on Spence, 1 minute on Crawford.
No, I can't lie. I did the first pick was actually Spence. Then I thought of Crawford, then Spence, then I stayed with Crawford. Like it took 4 tries. I'm officially staying with Crawford.
The only thing I've been changing is how. The only thing that's been changing in my mind is how he's gonna win. Because like I think he has enough to beat Earl. I think he's gonna beat him. I just don't know how because Earl is a dog. I don't know how. Like I don't know in what way is he gonna beat him. Is he gonna stop him? Is he gonna? And if he did, it's got to be something later. He's gonna be.
Do you think he goes southpaw against Spence?
Yeah,
you think so?
I think. But you bring out all the tricks in a fight like that. This guy, you treat this guy as your equal. He might not have ever. Maybe he might be treating everybody as equal when he fights. But you know how some people you probably are fighting them and you're like, okay, I know where I stand at with this guy. Even if he feels like that, either one of them feel like that in the fight, they still should be fighting like this guy is me. You know what I mean? Like this guy could, you know what I mean? At any point. So, but yeah, so you unleash all the tricks, all the fucking, you busted all of it, man. Anything. You know what I mean? That's going to get you that. So, yeah, I most certainly think he goes southpaw. I think he switches a lot throughout the fight. Like, you know, a couple rounds, give him different views, see what troubles him more type shit, you know? And Crawford's just been in the gym, too. Have y'all seen him? That man's been...
He's been
fucking shape, man. He's
always in shape, man.
Yeah, he is always in shape. God, Lee. I seen, like, a recent picture of him that he posted, like, it's the most recent, like, training session. I'm like, God damn. Like, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
He's always in shape, though, to be fair, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's also like, he's not a 147 either. Like people keep saying that Crawford's small. Like he's a big dude.
No, yeah.
Like him and Spence, and look, their dimensions ain't going to be that much different.
Yeah. The thing about Crawford is he's a stockier built because he's not as tall as Earl. But that boy got weight on him. That boy got weight, you know? And that's why when people bring up the physical aspect of the fight, though I do think it will be a difference and I do think it will play a role. I don't think it will play that much of a role because Crawford he's just like a sturdy body guy. He's not like a guy, he's no pushover, you know? And that coupled with the fact that he grew up like wrestling, like being a wrestler, like, you know what I mean? Like an amateur wrestler. Like, his sense of just like stance and just like center of gravity is just top. Now, I don't think like, you know what I mean? I don't think it's just like something where, like, I'm not saying Earl can't push over him, but he's going. It ain't gonna be no easy task. That's some shit you do later in the rounds. That ain't something in the beginning of the rounds. He's just gonna start pushing this man Crawford over and making him go where he want to go. That's just not. This is just not gonna happen. Crawford not gonna allow that, man. Like not technically or physically, he's not gonna allow that. You know what I mean? But this shit is gonna be crazy, man. We need that fight to happen, man. You hear all excited. Everybody sound just talking, but this man kept talking about I'm gonna invite people over my house. You see what I'm saying? Shit is crazy, man. It's crazy how they treat us boxing fans, man.
Right.
Crazy.
Right.
Yeah. Any final thoughts or any other topics you guys want to talk about?
I have one question for Kevin. Who do you got if Ryan and Tank fight?
Tank.
Oh.
I don't think there will be a knockout though. But I don't. Now let me put it this way. Although we remember, if you guys watched the fight with Garcia versus I forgot his name.
Campbell.
Sorry. Yeah, he put him on the ground. Yeah. When they fought, he put him on the ground. I feel like maybe that's gonna happen with Davis and Garcia.
Oh, it's
still gonna go all 12 rounds though.
He gonna put his ass.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they'll probably go down once, but I don't think it's gonna be like, all right, that's it, and the fight. No, I think it's still gonna go 12 rounds.
Oh, he going down more than once.
You know how I see it. I see it. Obviously, they would have sparred like years ago, but I see it. Yeah, the first couple of rounds, maybe first 2 rounds, it's little feeling out process. But then it's going to be a case of Tank's going to say, you know what, fuck it. You know what, now I'm just going to dog walk you. And that's where the problem comes, because no matter what comes back at him, he's going to land bombs on Tank. He's going to land bombs on Garcia. Yeah.
Garcia is just, he can be hit too. Like,
yeah, he chins up in the air.
Yeah, he can be hit. Like, you know, he think he's that. I just feel like he gonna drop him earlier. He going down a lot of times, not just one. Like, he gonna get back up off that first one, unless it's like a catastrophic, like some type of Leo Santos Cruz type shit. You know, Garcia gonna get up because the kid, he got heart. Like, he's not no club. He's just not on that level yet. You know what I mean? Yet, not saying he could never be. He's just not on that level yet. You know what I mean? Like, but he gonna get knocked down. He gonna get up. He gonna go back down. He gonna get up. He gonna go back. There's gonna be something where like somebody gotta step in. His team gonna have to throw the towel in there. The ref gonna have to, you know, wave it something, because he gonna keep getting up. As long as his senses don't get separated, he gonna stand up. He called for this fight for years. Literally, he's gonna stand up if he gets knocked down. But it's just gonna be too many knockdowns, and it's gonna happen frequently. It's gonna start more frequently. Like, he might get caught in like the 4th round, right? Then the 5th round is gonna be straight. No knockdown. And then the 6th, he gets knocked down again. And then the 7th, he gets knocked down. You see that? Like some shit like that. That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a beat down. Like, just through the rounds, trickling, downpour, man. It's gonna be marvelous. And I will be watching it. Yes.
Hopefully it happens soon.
Like Mike Tyson like moments in that fight. So I don't know if you remember Mike Tyson's exhibition years ago, where he knocked the guy out, but he caught him mid-drop and held him up. You see that happening in a fight?
No, just because
knocking him down and holding Garcia up and saying, "No, you're gonna take this beating."
Okay, in that regards, yes, but like in regards of anything of like compassion, no, because he does not like that kid.
No, he did.
But if it offers him, nah, you ain't going down. Huh? Nah, yeah, you wanted this shit. I can hold him right here, punch him in the face. No, you stand up. Yes, he would for sure do some shit. Let's get the fight going. Get out of the way. Put it on December. Make my holiday season. Fill it up with cheer. Let me get some.
That'll be like a perfect.
It's perfect.
That'll be a perfect Christmas time. Be like a nice fight and then Christmas.
Just do that.
Hopefully, we'll have AJ Usyk in there as well. Not Usyk, AJ fucking Fury.
I was about to say, bro. You said Usyk. I was like, I do not want to see it.
Yeah, no, again.
That shit is over, cuz. That shit is over.
But let's just say there's an upset, yeah. AJ beats Fury. Do you think he goes and avoids Usyk?
No, he's gonna fight him again.
You'll fight him again.
Fuck yeah, he'll fight me. That's just in his nature.
Get that third rematch.
It's in AJ's nature, bro. He's not gonna just be a guy. He's not wired that way. You know, he's literally the basic anime protagonist. He's the good guy. You know what I mean? That's the thing the good guy would do. I'm gonna go back and avenge my loss. And he's gonna go do it, bro.
But the protagonist normally, even though they might get an ass whooped a good 3-4 times, they come back and they eventually get.
That's true. Hey, look, if he beat Fury and went and fought Usyk, you know I'm favoring him to fight against Usyk. Why would I not? You just beat the best fighter in the world. You beat a guy who I think is better than Usyk. So of course I'm favoring you. You can just do whatever the fuck you did in that against him. And you should even be more ready because look, we have noticed this. Even though he lost both of those 2 fights, the more he fought him, the better his fighting against him has gotten. So couple that with him beating Fury. Oh yeah, I'm favoring you. I'll put the money on you because you must have learned some shit. You found a new power up, my nigga. You go ahead, do that shit, please. You know what I'm saying? Beat that man. Let your soul rest at night now, knowing that you beat this guy. And that last loss, man, made me feel like I've had it. I've had it with this shit.
It'll be embarrassing if he lost again. I'm sorry.
Nah, man. Yeah, for sure. But I don't know. Jordan is crazy though, because he's definitely not being fair. Stop it. Stop this. Sorry, I'm a Fury mark, man. Although I do not support what he's been doing lately. It's been pissing me off.
Nice. Just get a fight done. Don't talk and do all this trash talk.
Yeah, like what are you doing right now? Do you not know you are him? You are literally him of that division right now, and you're wasting it away. You're wasting it away, and you're him of that division. And American motherfuckers care about you, like, bro. Like, not only do UK, English people care about you, Americans care about you. Americans know your name. You came over here and waxed Deontay Wilder, man, twice, really 3 times, for real, all in America. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, can we just think about he did that all in America? That shit is crazy.
Yeah,
like, he literally fought that man on his home soil 3 times and beat him in my eyes all 3 times.
Tell you what, pay me $20 million a time, I'll do it as well.
Facts. And I knocked and I stopped you 2 of those times. Hell yeah. And he had to finish the whole fight. That's crazy. Although that third fight was a fucking war because he went down too. God damn. That third fight was a war. God damn. Wilder gave everything he had. He gave everything he had.
Hey, listen, Wilder went up in my ratings. He did.
Yeah, speaking of Wilder, I just recently saw a clip of him training again, doing like multiple rounds and stuff, and like shadow boxing and everything. And he tweeted.
He's fighting Robert Hellenius.
You know what the scary thing about Wilder is, yeah? He's got by with the rawest boxing ability. So he has so much potential. He might be old and shit and kicking on, but like he can add and learn something new to take into his next fights that might make him some new unstoppable force. Like the potential is crazy.
This is true. I just want to say that Deontay Wilder Robert Hellenius fight is literally next weekend.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
And
it is already?
It's next weekend. It's October 15th, 2022. And you know who else is fighting on that? Is the co-main event is Caleb Plant versus Antonio Durrell.
So this is what we need to talk about. Which round is my guy getting knocked out in?
Who, Durrell or
the Wilder's one?
Hellenius,
yeah. I'm gonna say round 2 or 3. I reckon Wilder's coming out.
Listen,
vengeful.
Bold.
Listen,
you know, like Roy Jones, Montel Griffiths' second match, like boom.
Yeah. Listen, if I expect nothing less of him knocking him out in 2 or 3 rounds. But if he doesn't, and he's actually showing some struggle in there, because hey, man, Robert Hellenius, bro, that boy can box, man. He can box. He ain't like, we ain't getting excited over the matchup.
I need to see Wilder come out. Right?
Yeah, he needs to club him.
Yeah, club him. But I need to see, like when he knocked out Stavern and he'll
Yeah.
swing the ref off. I need to see that sort of shit. I need to see.
You need to see him do the little dance he be doing when he be knocking motherfuckers out. Yeah. Vintage runs bomber. And he need to come out with a fucking fat ass armored fucking Saiyan outfit, bedazzled.
Oh God.
With fucking like rhinestones.
Just
have lights shining on him with the fucking WWE pyro. You know what I mean? Just going, Bomb Squad, just going like this, walking down the arena. No, he's got to go full character to bring it all the way back, and then just go out there and hit that man with that 1-2 foul. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but just in case he loses, and he can blame the reason why he lost.
But he ain't gonna lose. I don't think he's gonna lose.
Armor.
With him, I think it's just a matter of how he's gonna win. What round is he gonna stop him at? But like, listen, man, if he struggles against Robert Helenius, I'm gonna say that.
Call it a day.
Yeah, I'm gonna say don't keep trying to fight the top heavyweights because they're just gonna figure out how to beat you. Like, for example, if he struggles with Robert Helenius, we were talking about him versus Joe Joyce last week. I for sure am favoring Joe Joyce in that fight. Because if you're struggling with Robert Helenius, that's just telling me that the only reason why Robert lost was because he couldn't his physicality couldn't keep up with your punching. If you fight Joe Joyce and he eating them Jones, you're cooked, my guy. And that man can jab, you're cooked. You're cooked. So I would. This fight is really more important than it looks on the surface because like I'm expecting him to knock this guy out no later than round 5. Anything past round 5 to me, I'm thinking, what's going on, bro? Unless like Helenius is like doing a really good job not trying to engage with him. Then I'm still gonna, but I'm gonna be like, why you ain't pouncing on him? You know what I mean? Like, are you gun shy? Like, finish him. So, yeah, man. What you think, AB? What you think? You got. I know. I was talking to you earlier. You said you got Robert Helenius, right?
Nah, he's trying to set me up.
You said that? Whoa.
He's trying to set me up.
Trying to get him cancelled on his own podcast.
I'm joking.
I saw the look and I was thinking, what's this guy up to right now? But I don't think it'll be as easy as he just goes in there and tries to destroy him. I think if he does that, no, that would be a mistake. But Helenius, he knows how to move about the ring. Them young bulls, Adam Kanak and those guys, they tried it.
Yeah.
He ain't sweet and he hits hard. People don't realize that guy, he hits hard, innit? So if Wilder thinks he can just walk through him, if he lands, he lands. We know what Wilder's about. But if he just thinks I'm just gonna go in there, throw a few bombs and he's just gonna lie down, that's not what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, Helenius in his home country, he be getting like 2 million viewers tuning into his fight.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's paid it. Let's be reflecting that, boy.
That's crazy.
If he's pulling in like 500 grand, bro, for these fights, and he's putting in 2 million, bro, he's getting robbed. He's getting robbed. 2 million viewership.
And then fights that are hazard to your health too. Fights where you getting hospital visits, guaranteed hospital visits after these fights, bro. Like, what the fuck? I'm gonna be watching it though. Next week. That Caleb Plant fight should be good too. There's some bad blood in there. They do not like each other.
We got lots to talk about next week.
Yeah, we do. We gotta talk about Bing and we gotta talk about this.
Yeah, so that's next week's show. Should be a packed one. As for this week, thank you very much, guys. Kuzan, thank you as always. Champion Jordan, thank you for being there. Kevin, thank you as always. Always love your input. And yeah, guys, like, comment, subscribe, leave a review, all that good stuff, and we're out.